I guess some people are shocked, or some people are just like, damn, Tesehki just done knock some sense into your ass. Because that's really what it seems like. You know, it took you to get beat up like that for you to, I guess, realize that, yeah, this isn't for me.
Look what happened to Anne. The same thing happened to Anne.
Literally, she changed her whole name to Bianca, bro. That's how deep it was. She was like, I don't know who that is. That wasn't me on that screen. That's Anne. I'm Bianca. I was like, wow. I just want to know who is going. I don't think people are going to challenge her after this. Like, looking at how Diamond's face looks, like, you know, I don't think people are going to want to challenge her. I'm sure there's some crazy bitches on Now There's TV that don't care, you know. Girl, register your hands, go into boxing, because you shouldn't be allowed to fight.
This the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, this the kind of beat to go, rock, top, top.
Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And we are back at it again with messy shit.
Yeah.
Messy shit.
Feel like this is like an emergency episode.
Yeah, that is what it feels like. It feels very urgent. You know, we are aware that we need to do our baddies recap.
Which we will.
Right. We haven't forgot, but it's just so much going on the internet, and this whole thing with Diamond the Body
and the reunion,
and just, you know, the images of how Diamond the Body looks and people sharing their concerns. And yeah, we felt that we needed to hop on it.
Yeah, definitely. So for those of you who are new,
yes, we are Pop Culture Podcast. Welcome to the Petty Headquarters. Like I said, we talk about celebrity drama, you know, Zeus Network, pop culture, things like that. So if you are new, just tune in for the mess. Also, like, you know, we are on our new channel.
Yes.
So that is something that is a big deal for us. It's just everything Petty Headquarters.
Yes.
So subscribe, you know, share with your friends, check it out, and just stay tuned for the ride. Anything you want to tell the people?
No. Welcome to the Petty Headquarters, baby. Thank you guys for always supporting, for, you know, subscribing and sharing. You know, it's really nice to see you guys in the comments.
Yeah.
As always.
For sure. Y'all be having a lot to say. So
yeah, I'm
this
really
is
excited.
where we are really gonna just lay everything out in this episode. I felt like I made my little comment on certain things, posted on the Instagram story. If you're not following us on Instagram, what are you doing?
Right.
You know, follow us on Instagram, the Petty Headquarters.
Right now.
Right. But, you know, I commented a little bit on it, but I was like, I want to dissect this a little bit more.
Yeah.
During the podcast, because it's just a lot to digest
There
and take
is.
in. There's a lot going on.
So for those of you who are not watching baddies and who don't know, there is a baddie, Diamond the Body, who we've known about for quite some time.
Right.
And we've spoken about it. If you watched our recaps before this show even started, she was one of the first names we knew, right? And that's just because she was on the internet chatting.
Right.
And so Diamond the Body is just a baddie on the show who is known to be a troll and a clout chaser. And, you know, she stirred up beef. Well, actually, Tesehki had started it first, called her out on a live, and basically was talking shit about Diamond the Body. And this is after the season was done and filmed.
Yeah. She called her a clout chaser.
She was talking shit on her live, unprovoked, right? Tesehki. So then, you know, Diamond took that as like an opportunity to be entertaining and started trolling her online and started talking a lot of shit. And, you know, it transpired into what it became at the reunion. So those who don't follow baddies and don't know what's going on, Diamond the Body went online after the filming of the reunion and showed what she looked like. We will not show what she looked like here.
Definitely not.
Because it is so messed up, but I can describe it for my listeners here.
Right, for sure.
It is gruesome. Her lips look like it was divided into two, so she has two bottom lips. It was so swollen. She got cut up all up on the inside of her mouth, and she lost a tooth.
And she had a black eye.
It
was very obvious.
And it was very bad. It was very ugly and very sad to see someone beat up like that. You know? So, and now here we are, because obviously the internet had a lot to say about how Tesehki ended up making her look, and that's where we're at.
Yeah. So so after this whole thing transpired, you know, Diamond the Body, you know, we can tell that she's hurting, but she's trolling herself because, you know what, if I don't do it, everybody's gonna do it for me anyway. Yeah. So let me just own this. Like, I know what I did. Like, I know what it was. I'm not upset about the altercation. Went to a booking right after, even though she was still in pain, you know. And then she went on her TikTok to make several videos announcing that, you know, how she felt about the situation. First, she goes on to say that, you know, she's not upset about the fight, but she's upset about the fact that production did not check up on her.
Yeah.
Or her castmates. No one checked up on her.
That there was no real boundary or limit between reality TV and real life.
Right. That's exactly what she was saying. And she would, you know, basically was making comparisons to when she was on another show before, Now That's TV, you know, when she had gotten into an altercation with a girl and, you know, things got really messed up. She felt bad. She didn't want to continue fighting because that's just, you know, the fake her, you know, cut off and the real her came in. It was like, okay, this is my character that I play for TV. Let's stop. She seems like she's, you know, really messed up. Let the real Diamond check up on her.
Right. And that's the thing, right? So Diamond, this TikTok series was 10 minutes each, like 5 parts. We were watching this. We watched everything for about 50 minutes. It was a long thing. But one distinction that she makes is that the person she plays online is not the person she is in real life. Right. And we
clock that. We clock that.
I feel like everybody can tell because that's what a clout chaser is, right? Like, you want to be entertaining and do things for absolutely no reason.
100%. Yeah.
So she does make that distinction, and you can go ahead and continue.
Yeah, and then she goes on to say that she feels that because, you know, all she got from production was, oh, we hope to see you back again. Thanks for working with us. That was it. Nobody checked on her, asked her if she was okay. Nobody, not on a Mac. Nobody on the cast. The only person that she said that did check in on her was Chef D. I'm not sure. Gretch did check in with her. Callie checked in with her. But you know, majority, I guess mostly, even though she was talking about castmates, it seemed like she was also putting a lot of responsibility on production as well. Like the producers, you know, this is your thing and you guys weren't really doing your part of handling those executive decisions to check up and make sure that this girl is okay. Like, what if this could have been a lawsuit?
Right.
But whatever. They didn't do that. So she just felt like, wow, like these people are really soulless. Like they really couldn't check up on me. So let me just say that again. She's not upset about the fight. She's not upset about the altercation. She knew what she did and she knew what she was getting into. And she knew that she wouldn't win. Right. And she said that. She's like, I knew I wouldn't win the fight. But like at the end of the day, it's TV, it's entertainment, right? This is what I do. So then as she goes on to talk about how she feels like, wow, these girls really hate me in real life. Real life, I don't have no beef with y'all. Like I'm just playing a role. Fast forward, she does say that she is quitting that type of reality TV, which I guess some people are shocked or some people are just like, damn, Tesehki just done knock some sense into your ass. Because that's really what it seems like. You know, it took you to get beat up like that for you to, I guess, realize that, yeah, this isn't for me. Because what if you didn't get beat up like that? Then what? It would have still been ha 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 fun and games.
We'll get into that.
Well, yeah, we're gonna get into it, but I just wanted to like point that out. But that's just something to think about, because to me it was a shocker. But then again, I already knew this when it comes with Zeus Network. They do these things time and time again.
To conclude what that whole TikTok series was, she does end up saying that she's quitting reality TV. She does apologize to Natalie, to Tesehki, and everybody in the cast.
She does, yeah.
They accepted after trolling her for a while. There was a lot of back and forth. There's so many commentary and tea channels and tea pages online to get all your sources there. That's all over the place. Go to Messy Maya. She has a great video. She has the whole live there. Now, that being said, I want to take it back, right? Because I feel very, you know, we got to meet Diamond the Body. And it's just so interesting because our video online, we asked her some questions, which we which is great. So I guess we could play it here. Do you want to play it?
Yeah,
here?
play it.
So my name is Tiana from the Petty Headquarters podcast, and I am here with
TTB.
Yes, Diamond the Bodies.
What would you say to people that say that you and Smiley are clout chasers?
Oh, what was the name of your podcast again?
The Petty Headquarters.
Okay. Okay, let me tell you the difference between me and Smiley. Smiley be cloud chasing. I do be cloud chasing. I'm not gonna lie, but I can back my shit up. I don't back down. I back it up. Smiley, she gonna run away. But I don't want to fight. Let's all be friends. I'll be like, bitch, line that shit up.
Period. Your beef with Tesehki, is this for a reunion storyline?
For her? It's a storyline for her. I already had 5 other bitches to fight.
Yeah, so that was essentially the video, which is crazy because right when that video dropped, the next day
they were filming.
Right, and that's when we saw the whole thing with her face circulating on the internet and just all of this stuff.
You know what? That's what it was. We dropped it the day of filming. They were filming that night, and that was unintentional. I
didn't
had
even
no
know.
idea.
No idea.
We had no idea. We just got back from camping, okay, and I just went straight to editing that shit. Like it had nothing to do with nothing. But it's crazy how it worked out, and we ended up meeting DTB, and with our encounter, what you saw was a real down to earth person, really.
Right.
Like it was a wholesome experience. I got to see who she was in person, and honestly, it confirmed to me when we met her that she's what we said she is, a cloud chaser. Like, you know, she's really cool in real life. She's not the annoying character you see her as on Baddies. She's not, you know, she's cool and she's genuine as hell. Like for the group that she showed love to her fans. Right. Let's just keep it like that. Like she was real genuine, real generous, like with her time and everything. So that being said, seeing her the next day beat up like that, it was like, how'd you feel when you first saw that? I know when I first saw that, I was really sad. And you know me, like, we just met this girl, yo, and she was like, you know, laughing about, you know, just being entertaining for people. Right. And then you just see her all beat up. Right. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people who are like, oh, Diamond the Body, she talk shit, she deserve it. Like, let's keep it a buck here. And this is the same thing I said about E.T. when she got beat up by Tesehki. And it's the same thing that I said about Smiley when they played on her seizure. These, like, how can you not, and this is what I understand about DTB, how can you look at somebody like that? Yeah, like, despite everything, how can you look at someone and not feel bad? Like, feel some type of feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some people just don't care.
Yeah,
that's the reality. You know, not everybody's going to have a heart like yours. Not everybody's going to be like you to actually feel bad for someone that kind of built her own coffin. I mean, that's really what it is. And like when I saw the picture, I'm not going to lie, I was like, whoa, like I was disgusted. I did feel bad, you know, but then a part of me is like, damn, but you really, you know, you entertaining the people in clout chasing kind of like caused this. But on the other hand, I do understand some people that are saying, well, security couldn't have broke it up to not let it get to that point. I agree. Like, why did it get to that point? But then on another, I'm conflicted because on another hand, it's like, I already know how Zeus Network works. There clearly seems to be no limit to how they do things. It's going to take someone to die for them to actually have some type of regulation and boundaries, because they seem to not have any boundaries because they want everything to be raw. They want everything to be raunchy. They want everything to be like, you know what? This is reality, right? 100%. Y'all want reality TV. This is reality. And so I wasn't shocked. Did I feel bad? Yes. But was I shocked? No.
2 things. So Tesehki ended up tweeting that she counted both rounds and both rounds were 7 seconds. In what she said. So that's 1. I don't know if that's true, but you know she's bitch is crazy if she's calculating how many seconds. And you know 7 seconds is a really long time.
A long
when
time.
You're getting beat up like that. All right.
Yeah.
For 1. And 2, I agree with you because I knew Zeus Network had no boundaries when they were recording Krishan drinking and smoking while pregnant.
Right.
Period. Like, and we've seen it time and time again because what I didn't understand most about DTB's recap on Snapchat, on her recap on TikTok was how she tends to forget what they did to Smiley.
Right.
And that's like the prime example of how soulless, in her words, they can be, right?
Right.
They not only exploited her seizure, but they didn't care. Like,
no, they didn't care. They didn't even believe her.
They didn't believe her.
They didn't believe her. And then the whole thing with the miscarriage, how they treated her when she had a miscarriage, whether it was a lie or not, it's just certain things you don't do. And they were really like ganging up on Smiley, and it wasn't cute. And it was like, how dare you try to ask for my fucking papers? Who the fuck are you? I don't owe you shit. I don't need to give you nothing. You don't need to see my health history. How dare you act? The audacity 100%. To ask for that. So it's like, it's weird. It's weird. So that's why I'm like, for Diamond the Body to really, that, and I feel like this is just something we need to clock. Yeah, I feel bad. Yes, I see how she looked. It's fucked up. But for her to be shocked by the network not giving a fuck is also something that's weird to me, considering how you saw how they treated Smiley. And not for nothing, in the beginning, before the season even started, Diamond the Body went on Instagram and went on her story to talk shit about how ungrateful Smiley was to Zeus Network, even though they did her dirty. She talked about how ungrateful she was, and we have that post right now. We can read it. And this is before Baddies Caribbean season even started.
Right. Okay? This is how we knew who Diamond the Body was.
Exactly. And we already clocked this. And I feel like we just have foresight with this shit. Because we just be saying shit and y'all be getting mad at us for saying what we say. But at the end of the day, we always are right at the end of it all. We are always right. I don't care what anyone says. So Diamond went on Instagram and she said, I hate to see a motherfucker get off Zeus Network and try to bash them after they literally changed your life. It's one thing to go at Natalie, but leave the network that changed your life, opened up doors for you, created other opportunities for you to continue to feed your family out of it. Leave the network out of it. Shaking my head.
Which is like, okay, so I guess when you read it, right, she's technically exposing the network or like disappointed by the network, but she's not bashing them. Because, and this is what I told Tiana, how the fuck do you get beat up the way you did? Production literally did not hit you up to see if you were okay.
Right.
And you sit there and still say, thank you for the opportunity.
She got paid a bag, clearly.
And I get it, right? It does change your life. And I get it that, it's one thing to be grateful for it, but to publicly remind them is another, right? Like for me, how I feel like, yes, I'll tell you on the side, thanks for the opportunity, all is well, but to publicly do it, it's like it's almost like you look bad, kind of like, like you got beat up, they let you, and I get it, right? There, it's a business transaction, right? You win, you get clout, her views went up from this shit.
She got mad followers from that.
Right. So it's not like you don't benefit, right? And no one's saying not to be grateful for the opportunity. But I don't know. It's just, to publicly to sit there and still say, I still love you guys. Thank you so much.
It's like to be friends with your op. Like, it's weird. But, you always say networking is networking and business is business.
I agree.
Clearly, Diamond the Body knows that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's where she was coming from when she made that post about Smiley. But I feel like those two conflict with each other because you made this TikTok series about how, they're soulless, but then you still thank them. But then you also called Smiley basically ungrateful for the network that gave her an opportunity. But look how soulless they were towards her. Did you really think that they weren't going to do the same to you?
Exactly.
What did you think was going to come out of this?
You're just a pawn in their game. Really.
I mean, listen, that's really what it is. Like, if you had your own network and the ratings and the drama is what makes it, right? What do you think they're going to do? They're not going to give a fuck. They're going to make money. They're going to make the ratings and that's it.
And I get where she's coming from though, because like, it's true. And this is what we say all the time on this podcast, right? In order to reach a certain level of success, a certain level of tax bracket, you have to be a particular type of person.
Right.
And the same goes for baddies. This is what happens when you go on this show. And not only do you pretend to be someone you're not, but you're in a room full of wolves.
Yeah.
If you are not a wolf, like genuinely a wolf,
they'll eat you alive.
You will get eaten alive. And that is where we start to see, like, you know, and is it demonic? Maybe it is, right? But is Hollywood not demonic? Like, you're selling your soul for money.
Right.
You're getting beat up. How many fights did Diamond the Body get beat up for? Just in the name of money and clout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
ridiculous.
It's like, I was telling Tiana this. This whole Zeus Network reality, baddies in particular, feels very much like we're watching a social experiment. It feels like, you know, we should study this in college and what it does to social behaviors on human beings, because not only does like the network not give a fuck in real life, but in the show, and it shows, right? Like they stress these girls out. Yeah. They don't feed them. Yeah. They make them wait for hours to do anything. Yeah. They piss them off. They're in the heat. Yeah. And then they set all these things, and then you just watch the players play. Right. And then you see it all unravel, and that alone sounds evil. It sounds evil. So is it soulless? Yes, because you have to be. You have to be in order to, if not, you end up like DTB. She's literally quitting, and I understand that because look what happened to Anne. The same thing happened to Anne.
Literally, she changed her whole name to Bianca, bro. That's how deep it was. She was like, I don't know who that is. That wasn't me on that screen. That's Anne. I'm Bianca. I was like, wow, okay.
Yo, that's literally what happened. Like, you really have this girl rethinking her entire career after she just told us that she left her strip club to do this.
Yeah, and she said that she likes TV more.
Yes.
You know,
so it's crazy. Like, you guys really gotta put yourself in a position. Like, I don't know if you've ever broken a foot or anything, hurt yourself to put yourself in a cast, but you know how that feels. If you don't, think of like the worst flu. Everyone has probably had the flu. And when you're in bed for 2 weeks suffering, I feel like that's equivalent to what DTB went through. Like, you just got your ass beat, right? Busted.
Why are you talking like that?
Because no, I feel bad. It's not even
I know. It's just the way you said it. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
She just got, you know, and then you had to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
The promoters that told her she cannot, they want her there. They wanted her in Vermont for some reason, which is fucked up.
Because it was up. She was up in that moment with the fight with Tesehki. So, of course, they want the money.
Exactly.
They know people are going to come out.
Exactly. And so she still had to show up. So imagine, you go to this network, you quit, you know, you following your dreams. Not only do you feel like now you've been betrayed by the industry, by this network that gave you everything, right? Just put yourself in this position that the trauma you just experienced with you're alone in the hospital bed. No one's there with you. You probably don't even have insurance coverage, or if you do, your check is going to be fat for that insurance.
Bro, that's what I wanted to know.
Your whole face, your money is busted up.
Your moneymaker.
And then you still have to go to work the next day to deal with people, to
looking like that.
And in pain. You know you're in pain. And all for what, right? All for the ratings, all for
money.
It sounds soulless.
But that's what it is. So that's why, you know, my heart goes out to DTB, you know, truly, even though it may not look like it 100%, but it really does, you know. But I feel like there's just certain things that we still just need to clock, you know, and unfortunately, I guess the timing, it's terrible. It really is. But I mean,
well, because a lot of people are saying online that she's reaching for sympathy.
What? Nah, I don't think so.
Yes,
I don't think so.
I think
that's
online
fucked up.
talking about this because they want sympathy.
I feel like those people are like the other soulless people too, because you're really mad at her for wanting someone to ask her if she was okay. That's fucked up. Like, that's all she wants is for someone to check in on her, to know that hey, you did your big one. It's over. You know, y'all are cool. Because that's when the reality comes into play, right? Now the fake shit, the fake beef is over. Are you good? There was none of that because that's her, because she's used to being an entertainer. Once she's done entertaining, the real Diamond comes in, and it's like, oh, that wasn't real. I'm sorry. Like what she explained, how she did that with Dia, how she did that with Nunu, and she texted them and followed up with them like, hey, like, you know, I was just doing this for this. It really wasn't that deep. And then her and Nunu even created like fake beef, like, you know. So it, again, this is TV. It's not supposed to be real, but I guess to her knowledge, she thought she was the only one that was doing that, but everybody else was really being real.
Right.
I guess it was just it wasn't her lane. And that's really what it came down to, for real. But my thing is true. So, you know, people also are saying, you talked about Junior, which is Krishan's son, and Krishan is Tesehki's sister, younger sister. You talked about Junior. You talked about her only just being Krishan's sister. That's why she has fame, da-da-da-da. Like, you bringing up people's kids, you deserved it, da-da-da. Diamond did say that she went on after to apologize because she realized that, hey, those things are real. Let me not talk shit and troll about real things. She apologized for that, you know? So, but I don't really know.
Sometimes, I guess, and this is just, you know, speaking for all sides here, you know, and this is what people are saying as well. You can't, sometimes you can't change what your words, how they make other people feel. You know what I mean? Like, it may be all fun and games for you, and you may have apologized, but
that doesn't change it.
Does that change the fact that Tesehki want to kick your ass? Like, there's literally the live where Tesehki went online and literally said that she says what she says. When she says she's going to do something, she does it. That she's going to break Diamond's face. And she's happy that it's legal. When someone says they're happy that it's legal, that's fucking scary. That should have been like the hey, yo, Tesehki, you know, tell the yo, my bad, y'all. Like, you know, it's all cool. Like, it's all for clout. It's all for a storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why she never messaged her. I think after this whole thing surfaced, in the beginning, it seemed like Tesehki didn't care. But then she had posted something on her story where she was like saying that, you know, she feels bad. This is why she doesn't fight. This is why she don't like to fight, you know, and all that stuff. But then today, you know, there was a T page that posted something about, you know, DTB's TikTok series and what she had to say. And so she commented on the page and she said, the character you play isn't a safe character. Learn life and leave people be. You literally put me on your list because I said you do clown things for clout, girl. And so that was essentially that. So then to me, I guess for me, I was taken back because it was like, oh, I thought you felt bad. But I guess maybe both things could be true. Maybe she does feel bad, but also feels like you need to learn your lesson. You need to stop doing shit for clout. You need to stop doing the most because look where it got you. Look where it got you. Now I got paid a bag just to break your face. Like,
honestly, what it's giving though is that she felt bad because she didn't get paid enough.
I agree. I agree. I don't think she really feels bad.
She doesn't feel bad. I really, like, I know she feels bad, I guess, to the extent of, like, she just knows what she can do with her hands.
Right.
But as far as the tweet goes...
That's why she said, you have to pay me, like, $1 million to really fight.
It just sounds like she's mad that Diamond is getting all this attention from her fight. Which is crazy because it's a selfish reason.
Was saying. She was like, I gave you clout. Right. You already got clout off of me. You clout chasing off of me. And I'm like...
So she don't really care about the damage. She just cares that, you know, she didn't get paid enough for the amount of clout that Diamond the Body's getting from her.
I agree. Because Diamond's, you know, her followers went up, shot up. Bookings went up, shot up. Everybody really is trying to, like, interview DTB right now about this whole situation. And, I mean, listen... It's a win for Diamond.
Yeah.
It's a terrible, you know, loss physically, but it's a win for her because at the end of the day, you got paid a bag by Zeus, you know, and then on top of that, you got your new bag that you also posted about. It's so funny. Someone sent a DM to the Petty Headquarters page and they were like, yeah, and now look, she not working for Zeus either. She trolling again, talking about I got a bag too. Which, I mean, what else do you expect her to do?
Yeah, so
you know, what else do you expect? And it's a cute bag too, but like, what do you expect her to do?
Yeah,
You know, that's all she can do. What else is she going to do?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, she still needs to put on a good face for her fans, and she still needs to keep moving and keep working.
yeah.
You know, and that's just what she's gonna do. DTB, disturbing these bitches.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, all of these girls are human. They're all human. They're all gonna experience their own things, and they're all gonna do what they want to do, and that's what makes them human, whether you like them or not. And I feel like we know that.
Yeah.
We know that. So this is why when we clock things, we clock it because that's just what we do. But we also know at the end of the day, you guys are human. You guys are real people. Like, we know that. Like, we're not, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got done up. But also, we are here to clock the things that you said before and the things that you still are doing, as well as, you know, just consequences and stuff like that.
People are saying that it's hard to feel bad for someone who basically
made their own bed,
did it to themselves.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand those people too, but at the same time, you know, if her face didn't look like that, would you feel bad? That's the question, because I feel like people mostly feel bad because she looked like she got beat up by a man. Like, I feel like that's really why people feel bad, because a lot of people did not feel this bad for other people. And, you know, E.T., nobody felt bad for E.T.
And that was the problem, right?
I didn't feel bad for E.T.
I felt bad for E.T. because at the end of the day, it goes to show you how good of an E.T. fighter, E.T. is.
That's another thing I wanted to clock too, because when we were talking about the reunion, yo, that E.T. episode went crazy. I think that episode on YouTube, has the most views. I think so. But when I was talking about E.T. and I was saying how her and Tesehki went bar for bar, she held her own, people was mad at me like, no, she can't fight. No. And I'm like, you have to understand something. Obviously, she lost to Tesehki. Tesehki could box. Let's just clear the air. But E.T. still held her own. She actually got hit in. They was going at. She did not falter.
And she didn't compared to the damage, what could be?
Yeah, she didn't look like that.
So yeah,
I mean,
but still, even though she didn't look like that, I felt bad for her.
And guess what? She stood her ground to all those other bitches too, because she was beating everybody else up. And she was obviously her hardest fight, but she really held her own. I'm sure she knows now. And she feel like once you fight Tesehki, you better not lose to another bitch, because that's crazy.
And she just has surgery on top of that.
That was crazy. Like, how you have surgery on your ass and you fall on your ass.
I want you to see the difference. You got, never mind. Because you got Rolly over here with surgery and she don't even want to lift a finger.
Yeah.
And then you got E.T. who's just crazy enough. And I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying, look at the levels of
wild.
Insane.
Yeah, just for real, just wild. But, props to both of them. DTB got in the field and she wasn't scary the same way as E.T. They knew that they had to stand their ground, and that's what they did. The same way Diamond knew, if I'm gonna talk shit, I gotta stand my shit. And she knew.
And let's be real. Tesehki needs to thank Diamond the Body, because there was a lot of comments throughout the whole season how Tesehki's boring. She's a fly on the wall. She has no personality unless she fights. Her confessionals are boring. Everyone was like talking shit about Tesehki. No one would have remembered her in this light if it was not for Diamond the Body. Right. And truly, she should thank her, because she want to talk about, I should get paid $1 million. She sounds like her sister. She sounds like a fucking typical Malone, because at the end of the day, you, first of all, you would not even be there without your sister, one. And two, no one would remember you. I'm sure you look, you're going to be remembered. You're going to be trending when that reunion comes out because of Diamond the Body. That's just really what it is, because no one is going to step up to Tesehki. They're all afraid of her. They literally, if you really pay attention to it, they strategically want to be friends with her because they're afraid of her.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, why would you want to? So the fact that DTB really had the balls, the cojones to really sit there and fight her is crazy. Yeah. Knowing what she did to E.T., seeing the history and the reputation of Tesehki and still showing up with no fear. Mm-hmm. You gotta honor that.
I just want to know who is going. I don't think people are gonna challenge her after this. Like, looking at how Diamond's face looks, like, I don't think people are gonna want to challenge her. I'm sure there's some crazy bitches on Now That's TV that don't care, but a lot of the times they don't really make it over to Zeus anyway. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I just feel like I can't see nobody challenging her, because after seeing Diamond's face, it's done. Pack it up for Tesehki. She not fighting no more unless she getting paid like $1 million or more. Like, she's just not doing it. Girl, register your hands. Go into boxing, because go into MMA. This baddies is not for you. Zeus Network is not for you. I don't know. Like, register them hands. You shouldn't be allowed to fight.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah, they love her for that. They love her for that. DTV also talks about Natalie. Mm-hmm. And because Natalie went on a whole rampage,
that's right,
online, and said, this girl has been trolling me online this whole time. Reposted all the time that DTB was online, just basically calling her a big chin. She called out, dark skin, how she, prefers light skin over dark skin. Mm-hmm. She really did, kind of go for Natalie. And then Natalie ended up on line with DTB's tooth, which I think was disgusting. First of all, you touching some other bitch's DNA is crazy.
Yeah, I think it was her veneer.
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
But still, that's in her the
root.
In her gum.
You see where the veneer starts?
Her implant. That's her implant.
And the fucking real tooth root ends, bro. You really see the difference. It's disgusting. I'm like, yo, these bitches is really out here holding the tooth to the face.
She held the tooth. Natalie was like, posted a video with her new song playing in the background with the tooth, doing some, and she had the chin
effect.
The chin, what is it called? Filter.
But wait. What blows my mind about that whole thing, cool, get it, right? You want to troll because, cool. But why is Natalie acting like she's the one that knocked out the tooth?
Yeah, that's the part that got me. It's so ugly. Like, it's giving, you're happy to have Tesehki as your little big security dog or something. And even though Tesehki was fighting for herself, it just feels like you kind of made it seem like she was also fighting for you too. Yeah. It's so ugly. She really was just like this with the tooth, like
she was the one that knocked it out.
Yeah. I was like, all right, you're doing a lot. But, going back to Diamond's TikTok series about saying that, the real her and the TV her are two different people. She thought Natalie would understand that, because Natalie does that a lot.
No.
She does that a lot. But
Natalie is who she is on TV.
I agree. And I've always said that. But she likes to always say, oh, you know how I am with so-and-so off TV. It's not like that. Or she likes to tell the girls, like, it's not like that. But you really didn't understand, because I've seen her make her little beef with Sarah. That was made up. That was fake. Yeah. So, but my thing is, you can do that and understand that, but you don't understand DTB. It was just weird. Even after Diamond kind of approached her about it, it's just very all weird.
It's not weird, because she did the same shit to Smiley, and then literally after everything that had happened, after having a whole seizure, literally in front of everybody, the next day yelled at her and literally belittled her in front of everybody. This I don't understand why it's so hard for people to understand that Natalie is who she is on TV.
Like, what you see is what you get
in real life. A person who really does care, like really truly, it would seep through. Just like you see Diamond the Body. How long have we seen Natalie Nunn? Not once have we ever seen anything good come from her.
So now, how would you say that how she was and how she usually is with the girls, how did she differ from how she was with ET? Because she liked to play the card of, oh, I was there for you. I was disappointed in ET because I did this, I did that for you, I checked up on you, I cared for you. Like, what do you say about that?
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference? Because you're saying that, oh, this is not who she is, but then she showed ET a different side, clearly, where she cared about her. I don't believe it either. I just want to know what your answer is.
I don't believe that she showed that she cared. I believe Natalie is very smart and very manipulative.
Yep.
And why she says that is because she knows that ET still is in a position where she wants to be friends with Natalie. Mm-hmm. So she wants to make ET feel bad and regret that decision of attacking her. It's just a manipulative tactic. It's really not that she did anything different, because that's what they do. Look, do you think that it's genuinely from the bottom of their heart that Lemmy is giving these girls gifts? No. It is literally, think about a toxic relationship. It's called love bombing. What they're going to do is, hey, right before I fuck you up and put you in the most stressful situation, not only are you going to get a nice bag from this, but I'm going to give you stuff. You know why? Because it makes me look like the nice guy, even though I'm putting you in terrible positions. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
So then that's what Natalie, they work there the same. You tell me who your friends are, and I'm going to tell you who you are. So Lemmy's the same. Natalie's the same. Rolly's the same. You know, and you know what? Not for nothing. Scotty is, in a way, stuck in that toxic relationship. Same thing, E.T. and Rolly just became friends after this reunion. They were like celebrating E.T. Rolly was celebrating E.T.'s birthday, and they were out. Why? Because E.T. is susceptible to that the same way Scotty was. Mm-hmm. These are these young girls hanging out with these older bitches, which is fine. But like, you can see the power dynamic. Mm-hmm. And that's all it was. I don't think there's any difference. And that's the way Natalie is.
Yeah.
And that's why Natalie was mad that DTB never really sucked,
because she didn't need to.
Right. Exactly. And that's why she has this vendetta towards DTB, because she really has no power, whether DTB's here or not. DTB gonna do stuff on her own. She been doing stuff on her own.
Right.
And her fans made sure that we knew that.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I was like, they was really in the comments, like, she don't need. I was like, okay,
we heard you.
Relax.
We heard.
Still doesn't exempt her from being a cloud chaser, but I mean, I guess.
But we heard you.
Right. But I mean, you heard it here first. We clocked the shit before Baddies Caribbean even aired. We clocked it in the beginning, even when y'all was getting mad, and we still clocking it, and it's still coming to pass, even though y'all still got some shit to say. So with that being said, that is everything how I feel about the whole DTB and Tesehki incident. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, just a little bit. So, this is just to go on to this season. We've noticed a lot of these demonic or satanic or conspiracy theory symbolisms throughout the entire season. Mm-hmm. So I thought that, when you take that idea, right, out of all the evil things or the whatever demonic things that have been placed in our view, and then you have someone like Diamond the Body saying the word soulless, saying the words like, they have no soul. Mm-hmm. I want you to, like, despite all the drama, despite everything, how you feel, I want you to really, like, just put all that aside and really think, like, there's got to be some type of truth to that, right? Because those things don't just align for no reason, right? There's just not, like, it just doesn't align for no reason. There's no big major coincidence. And this goes back to all the times, like, when we spoke to what's her name, the girl who auditioned and had the missing Nelly Wap, right? Mm-hmm. This is the same thing when we got into conversation with Nelly Wap, mm-hmm. and we got into conversation with Frisk Me Good. Mm-hmm. Why do you work with these people?
Why do you even want to work?
Why do you want to? Right? Because time and time again, we see this.
Yeah.
Right? We see what's happening.
Right.
And these are real life proofs of it. Nobody just says you're soulless without actually feeling some type of deeper. To say that, have you ever said that about someone? When you know that when you say that about someone, you got to feel something deeper than just, oh, you're a bitch, right? Like, to say soulless is deep.
It is.
So, anyways, let's all learn from this shit, y'all. Because clout is a drug. Clout is a drug. clout is it can lead you to what DTB does, right? Like that's an example of when clout chasing goes wrong.
Exactly. And this is why I feel like it's always important to just show up as yourself. And that's all you need, whether people like you or not. And I feel like this is definitely one of those strong, hard learned lessons for DTB right now, because now she knows she can't be doing all that shit that she was doing before, because I guess she had the right or the wrong one. And it you know, had terrible consequences. So this is why it's just good to just be you, 100% be you from the beginning, no matter what, no matter people talking shit, no matter people love you, it don't matter. Just be yourself, and that's it. That's how you would win in the end, because at least you know at the end of the day it was you stayed true to yourself. You didn't switch up, you didn't change your shit, you didn't, you know, keep up for appearances that you didn't need to keep up with. So
yeah, absolutely. Because we all know when we've done stuff that wasn't in our character, you sitting with that. Right. You sitting at night. Like, and this is what I'm saying when I say put yourself in her position. Not only were you fake for entertainment, and good intentions, right? Maybe good intentions, right? You were fake for entertainment, but you weren't yourself. So now you sitting in that hospital bed with a missing tooth, cracked open lip, black eye, have to still go to work the next day thinking about, damn, yo, you lost all, like, I feel like that's just, you lose your dignity because you really sold yourself for this clout, and it backfired, and now look.
Backfired hard,
you know?
Yeah.
But, yo, she's a soldier at the end. She's a fighter. That's a heart of a fighter, to get up the next day, still go to work, to still clown yourself online before anybody else taking it into your own hands. I gotta say, she a fighter. You know, I gotta give props where it's due. And a lot of people who are coming for Tesehki, you know, at the end of the day, I don't got nothing to say about Tesehki.
Yeah, I mean, she did her job.
I mean, well, how can you tell somebody how to fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're fighting, whatever happens after that it's all fair. Right. It's fair and nothing more, right?
At the end of the day, Tesehki did what she got paid to do. Diamond did what she got paid to do. And that's really it, you know, at the end of the day. I mean, I don't blame Tesehki for anything. I mean, it is what it is. It was just very unfortunate. But that's everything that I have to say.
Same.
Long story short, don't be a clout chaser. And
be yourself.
Be yourself. And also, I don't know, don't give in to evil forces.
Don't sell your soul for money.
Don't sell your soul for money.
That's really what these girls do.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know how else to even put it. I mean, I know saying the word evil sounds crazy as if we're talking about something mystical, but no, like, the same way there's like good, there's bad. So, you know, listen, man, the same way y'all talk about bad and good energy, there's evil, okay? I don't care what y'all say. But that's it. If you made it this far, definitely subscribe, like, share. Also, you know, we are podcasts as well, so tune into that.
I know you want to ask them. We are.
Oh my God, yes.
Looking. Hopefully, you made it this far to answer this, but we are looking to name y'all, our supporters. Like, we can't think of a name.
Think of shit. Yo, I was saying dumb. I was like the insiders, or I was saying dumb shit. I was like,
stupid. Don't tell them nothing.
Nah. Because maybe we could like, maybe we could like, you know, inspire their creative juices in their brain. Right. So I could think of something like, what do we want to be called? Like,
yeah, what y'all want to be called? What's the vibe?
What's the vibe? I don't know. Are y'all realists? Like, I don't know.
Bro, yeah, she had the terrible names, bro. No.
I had terrible names. I was like, what did they say?
I don't even want to talk about it. It's embarrassing. Comrades, bro. She said comrades. We're going to leave it at that because that's like the light version. That was disgusting. No.
Because, and bitch, you wanted to say fucking boss babe. So fucking basic as fuck. Like, what? Talk about it like boss babes. Like, no. Like, okay, the petty headquarters, okay? Think petty headquarters.
All right.
You know, A-listers. Ooh, should we call y'all the A-listers?
She wanna make it so bad, bro. She gonna call y'all employees next. Bro. Yo, anyways.
Okay.
But yo. So yeah, let us know what y'all think. Curious to know. Type it in the comments below. Also, would love to know your thoughts on this entire conversation.
Yeah.
Do you think DTV was wrong or deserved it? Do you think Tesehki should have taken it lighter? There's so many opinions out there. I'm curious to know what you guys think and what you think about our opinions.
Yeah, for sure. So where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at random81. You guys can find us on Instagram, the podcast at the Petty Headquarters. Again, you know, we release episodes every Tuesday at 4. Lately, it's been a little hard, but we still release weekly. All right. So with that being said, you can find us on all podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you listen to your podcast on, iHeartRadio, all that jazz, YouTube, the Petty Headquarters. And with that being said, this was your weekly dose of mess. Wow, you said it with me this time.
You said it slow.
You're such a shady bitch.